Welcome back to another episode. So, y'all saw the thumbnail, and, well, we're getting the old WheelHorse back up and running. So, when I got this here WheelHorse, I had I think it was a 10 or 11 horsepower Wisconsin Robin engine in it, and the engine ran good. I mean, that engine ran great, nothing wrong with it. But I wanted to fix this engine up. So I went ahead and got that engine that's sitting right over there. That guy said that was the original engine. That's a, whoa, that kind of hurt. This is a Tecumseh 10 horse. And the guy said it ran great. I had it running for a little bit. Well, that's until I didn't have it running for a little bit. Yeah, it needs a full rebuild. So I figured, you know what? I have a Wisconsin. Why don't we go ahead and try and put that on? So, I was going to make a video, this was a long time ago. I was going to make a video of that. I started making a video of it and kind of just gave up on it. And let me show you guys what we got done and what we're about to undo. Perfect. So you can see this is a S8D Wisconsin. Says it right there. Camera don't want to focus on it. Probably don't have the camera on the right setting to focus on it. But it sure don't like to focus apparently. I gotta figure out the settings, but it is an S8D Wisconsin engine. Right here. 8 horsepower Wisconsin. And this originally is supposed to be in a Bolin's 850, which is sitting down the other side of the chicken house. But yeah, this carburetor. Here's one part of the carburetor. Now I have terrible luck with carburetors, in case you're wondering. But this needs a carburetor. Carburetors are like around 400 bucks for a used one, so I gotta save up to get one of them. But yeah, so we're gonna do the right thing and just take this engine right back out. So here's the fuel tank. We are gonna use this fuel tank because I want to take the tank that's on the Wisconsin or the other engine off, and I also want to close up the hole in the hood there. So let's set that right there. So pretty much everything that we did, I mean there's one bolt right there. One bolt right there. And bolt there and a bolt there. So we gotta try and get them out. And then, yeah. Gotta try and find the belt for this again. I also gotta put the right pulley back down there again. But this is a WheelHorse Commando 6. Tell you what, this thing can push. It's not very heavy, but right there is a plow that we made to fit this. And we didn't make the plow, it's an ATV plow, but we, modified it so it'll fit this. So, yeah. So, I'm not gonna film the process of taking this engine out. It's just a matter of taking them couple bolts off and hooking the wires off of it. And then break my back the rest of the way trying to get it off. Where am I gonna set it? Hey, good question. I don't know. Maybe somewhere over in here. So, I'm gonna try messing around with the settings here on the GoPro. See if I can get this to focus or do what I want. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get this engine off, and then we gotta wheel it. No pun intended. We gotta wheel it down to the big shop because that's where the other engine is. and then we gotta put that engine in it. So yeah, I'm gonna sit you guys down and let's get this here engine out. We got the engine off. That wasn't too bad. I guess now we gotta put everything on it that we need on it for the other engine, which is, like I said, down near the shop. Whacking my head off the ceiling here. But we gotta put everything on here that we need and then wheel it down to the other shop. And yeah, and the fun begins, because then we gotta figure out what we gotta do to mount that other engine back up again. Probably some mounts laying over there on the ledge that we're gonna need, but we'll wait to find that out later. You know, make as much trips out up here as we possibly can. Just makes it more fun that way. But if you were watching any of my live streams, I told you about my WheelHorses. Well, right here they are. This is WheelHorse Commando 6 right there. And this is WheelHorse B80. This has 8 horsepower Kohler in it. But this here needs a full rebuild, which I'll probably just get another engine and paint it like I did to this one. But this one also needs a carburetor put in it. But yeah, she kind of burns just a little bit of oil. No big deal. Last time I had it, it was smoking just like the Mack dump truck. So that's fine. Well, we're gonna just leave it parked in here for now. But this is actually my second restoration. Parking was my first one, this is my second one. And now you can see it just sitting here in its glory. But all the wheels, I still gotta get them painted. I have the paint for them, I just never took the time to get them painted because I just didn't take the time to do it. But she needs a bath. These nuts here need painted. There's a couple things that I gotta touch up on it, but it's no big deal. I was also wondering where this here got to. Well, at least now I know where it got to. It's a hood ornament, but this does have the headlights here, and they do work. But when I painted this thing, I had it torn completely down to the frame. Back fender was off, those were off, hood was off, engine was out. I mean, I had this thing torn completely down. Actually, I had the axle out of it too. I mean, when I say I had it torn down, I mean I had it torn down. Axle wasn't even in it, so I completely went over it. Brand new seals, everything, brand new bearings. No, definitely not. But yeah, I gotta get all the decals and everything for it. But somehow I got bent down, I'm not sure how that happened. But she cleans up pretty nice. But like I said, that there engine needs some attention. But this does have the amp gauge right there, instrument panel right there. This engine was actually completely rusted. Well, I shouldn't say completely rusted, but the engine was locked up. So I did end up getting it freed. Man, it turns over. And it turns over good. I kind of bent that kind of stuff up when I was trying to get it loosened up, but this turned out pretty good. Just the engine, not so much. I had it torn down. When I fixed the governor on it, definitely didn't fix it, but I put another governor gear on it, and that did help. But the governor, it likes to try to run away, so yeah, so that's good. But I had the piston out, everything out, crank was out, Don't ask why I didn't just put new rings and stuff in it while I was in it. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. But I did the right thing. I put all new gaskets in it. I mean, you know, still does leak a little bit of oil. There's a hint of oil there, and the base gasket is leaking. So, yeah, that's fine. But, like I said, I gotta get all the decals for it, the hood decals, dash decals, decals for the back. Because I'm pretty sure there was a decal for here, but can't get them, I just didn't get them yet. They're not cheap, but I do gotta get them. I wouldn't mind restoring this here, this one, but yeah, needs a little bit of work to do that. But I do want to patch this here hole up, and you'll see when we get the other engine, you'll see exactly why this has a hole in it. And also, how do you like my homemade hinges? Comment down below, what do you think of them? They're not pretty, but they do the job. I mean, you just gotta, you know, play with it a little bit to get it to do that. But it does go down, latches. I don't know where the original hinges are, but they just the hood just kind of sat on here and latched up there. So the engine, the front of the hood just bounced around, did whatever it wanted. I also made this. It's not perfect, but yeah, fella. But yeah, probably be taking that off because I don't want to bust it. Because the other engine is pull start, I'm not going to need a battery in it. So unless we can put a battery in it and just have to charge it up, but it's rough on batteries. But yeah, so this is the right tank for this. So I do want to hook this up. Like I said, we're going to take the other fuel tank off the other engine and put this on it. But I know it's underneath the, you know, the seat here. It's unlocked. Put that there because it'll still fall off. Oh, heh. I'll be dipped. There is a battery in it. Can't believe it. Also had to weld that right there. So, not pretty, but does the job. But I also got to hook that up. That's just a matter of putting a pin in it. But yeah. So yeah, let's get this down there and see if we can get the other engine down without dropping it. That would be nice. It's got a little bit more weight to it than I remember. That's fine. I believe the engine is sitting right up here on the other side of the block. Engine is up here, same with the exhaust, which we'll probably have to figure something else out for the exhaust. But right here is the exhaust, but right here is the engine. I know y'all probably can't see because we're up in the dark, and GoPros don't do good in the dark. So that's fine. But this here is the fuel tank. Actually, let me I can get some light on the subject for y'all. Get some light on the subject. This is a Sovereign overhead valve, 11 horsepower engine. This engine runs great, but as you can see, the pull start, the coil, this coil spring and pull start broke, and now we just have to wrap it around there. So yeah, we like to do things as dangerous as we possibly can around here, so just ignore it. We do what we want around here, whether it's safe or not. But here's the fuel tank right here, and I do want to take this off because I want to use the fuel tank that's on that. So we gotta figure out what we gotta do to take that off. This is gonna be fun to get this engine down. But you can see a little bit more of the engine. Hopefully it starts, because I was not using ethanol-free gas in it. It's been up here for a couple minutes. So, yeah. Here's the choke. So move, well that moves at least. Sovereign by Wisconsin Robin. Overhead valve. This is a great engine. But anyhow, enough talking. I'm gonna risk my life here and attempt to get this here down. And we'll come back when it's sitting on the frame and we gotta figure out. Then from there we gotta figure out what else we gotta do. You can see we got the engine here. That was a little sketchy. But you know, we had to do the right thing here. So I just, you know, held it on my waist, one hand holding it, and one step at a time brought it down the steps. But it's here. You know, it takes too much time to, you know, get the hoist, chain hoist, that is literally right there. Take it over there and hook it up to that and bring it down. You know, that's too difficult. It takes too much time, I guess. But, yeah. Now we gotta figure out what we gotta do to get this here mounted. So, I think we turn it a little bit here. This is hard to do one-handed, but we'll figure it out. I would like to mount it to the original bolt holes that are in the frame. Not sure if that's going to happen, but it would sure be nice. I don't even know if there's no gas in it. Gas indicator. Don't show nothing. Pretty sure I drained it all out. Yeah, there's nothing in there. It's a very clean tank though. You're not going to see in there, so I'm not even going to bother showing you. But, you know, fingers crossed that we can use that fuel tank. Should be able to. Just going to have to modify the exhaust a little bit, so that seems fine. Maybe just make a custom exhaust, comes right over here, but you know, I would like to be able to hear when I'm running it. So we gotta figure something else out. Probably showing you guys the ground. Let's angle it up a little bit. But yeah, let's figure this out. Got the engine about where it's gonna be. It's not exactly where it's gonna be, but it got the belt that'll be running pretty close. I mean, it's out this way a little bit, but we got to be able to mount it. Probably have to go that way a little bit. But I didn't take one thing into consideration with taking this tank off is, and my dad pointed it out, this is where the bottom of the that tank will be. Now I'll come across. This is below the carburetor because the carburetor is up here. So we'll have to put a fuel pump on it. But I'm not really, we don't have a fuel pump right now, and I gotta get this out of here because I gotta bring my mom's car out here, so yeah. So I guess we're gonna be leaving this fuel tank on it, as much as I don't want to. I mean, we'll come back at some point and we'll put that fuel tank back on it. But until then, we'll just have to take these homemade hinges off and do it the way it was done before I got it. So yeah, so that's that. So we won't be using that fuel tank. So we just have to take them hinges off, like I said. And then we gotta just figure out, you know, cable. You know, this. Not sure what we're gonna do with this. We'll figure it out. Probably actually have to take, engine's about where it used to be, so. This is not what I wanted because I wanted to keep the hinges on. I wanted to use that fuel tank. But I mean, if we didn't have that fuel tank on it, the hood would close. I mean, there wouldn't be any doubt about that. But with this fuel tank, it ain't gonna close, which is very disappointing, but it it is what it is. Like I said, we'll come back later and put that fuel tank on. We'll have to get a vacuum advanced fuel pump to put on it. But until then, we're gonna have to deal with it with this fuel tank on it. Bummer, but oh well. So, I guess we'll set you up on the tripod and go ahead and do a time lapse. Get the engine where it needs to be, exactly where it needs to be. Definitely not gonna be exactly where it needs to be. And yeah, then we'll get to hooking everything up. So this ought to be fun. Time lapse incoming. I think I know what I'm gonna do to get this here to go in there. I don't know. I'm gonna put this back. Now. What? It really kind of smells like bad gas. That's fine. Let me modify this to get to fit on here. Safety squints engaged. This wheel is tough. Grinder wheel is, you know, it's seen better days. But I'll tell you what, that sucker really takes some stuff off quick. We got an 1/8 inch gap there. That's fine. It's how you know we're doing it the right way here. Got 2 bolts holding it. This is how it was before, so. Got this here. It's, don't do what I'm doing here. So this is how it used to be. This bolt, I kind of got it stuck in here. So I put it there so this stopped spinning. But it didn't get quite tight enough, so I had to put the washer back in there. This one is drawn down tight. The pulley is running pretty straight with the rear. Man, this one, it ain't going nowhere. And this engine don't vibrate very much, so I think the way we got it should do. Yeah, it's probably not going to work, so that's fine. But let's go down, get that pulley down there, straightened out. I got to go, of course I gotta go back up because I don't think that's the one that used to be in there. Well, maybe it is actually. It might actually be the one that was on there. Heck, I don't know. Looks like it's the one that was on that too. So I think this is the belt that used to be in there. So the question is, how far off is it going to be? Has to go down under there and up here. And then this, they're loosening that up. There ain't no way this is gonna work. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find the other belt that was on it. Alright, well, the engine's mounted about 99%. Definitely not. But we got the belt here on. You know, tight? No. Is it about to tear? Yes. But we got the other pulley on down there. Had to take the wheel off so I could get that bead on there. Clutch is doing clutch things. Now, I gotta get exhaust put on here before I even attempt to try and start it. So, just get the exhaust put on and dump gas in and see if it'll start. Just put some of this stuff here on your bolts. This is the stud for the exhaust. I'm gonna put some anti-seize on it, just so less chance of it rusting in there because I had to work it a little bit to get it off. So, yeah, put some of this stuff on it. That should help for next time. Exhaust is on. It's pretty good. I just gotta fix that. But let's get some gas, dump in it, and see if she'll fire up. It's been a hot minute since she was running, so let's put some gas in it and see if it'll fire. Alright, place your bets. Do you think it'll fire? Gas is in it. I'm gonna wrap the rope on the flywheel and see if she'll go. Huh. That's weird. Huh. Gas is leaking. Well, the screen on the bottom of the petcock was loose. I don't know how that got loose, but that's starting to go up. Won't seem to be dripping. So, find the rope and see if it'll go. Probably not. It says no choke. Yeah, no choke. Yes. See what's gonna happen. Maybe. Idle. Gas is on. No choke. There we go. Let's take it out of here first. It's gonna need a choke. Might as well put the choke on. Okay, here we go. Racing himself for 2 years. Looking for the best center for 2 years. This is not wrong. I think the grass will keep the choke probably. This engine is a very reliable engine. Put it like that. Raining out now. It's still raining. Yeah, it is raining out, so we're not taking it for a drive. Let's move some things over here, and we'll move this over into there. No choke. There we go. can't beat this old engine. I mean, the engine's not really that old. Can't beat it. Oops, bad baby. It's not at all cool. It's my ignition. It's on right now. It's in ignition. There we go. Pretty handy ignition system. Hey, can't beat this thing. That's gonna be it for this episode. Like, subscribe, comment down below. See you in the next one.